Well, joining us on the phone line now is Susan Shabangu, Minister of Women in the Presidency. Good afternoon to you, Minister. Thank you for joining us here on ANN7. The Deputy Minister has now released an apology of sort. What is the ANC and your reaction to this apology?
Well, I'm not speaking as the ANC. I think we need to separate the two. Because the ANC has issued its own statement, but also its own understanding of the situation. I must say we welcome the apology, but that does not stop condemning the action by the Deputy Minister, which reflects on a society which is violent, but also patriarchy, where women continue to be seen as punching bags. You know, that's the situation. Whatever situation was, he had no right to beat up a woman because it's a reflection that because he's a man, he believes that he had the right of beating up or disciplining the woman. So it's just unacceptable.
With regards to possible action that should be taken in this regard around the Deputy Minister, what sort of action would you deem appropriate in this regard?
Well, as the country, we have various laws, we have various remedial measures, but also corrective measures for such. And that process has to come into play. As I understand now, the police are doing investigation. We expect the police to do the investigation to its conclusion and make sure that appropriate action is taken. So we cannot say because now you've come back and apologize. Just say, okay, it's fine. The woman, if you see the woman, she's hurt, but also you can see, I mean, there's one picture which shows there with a blue eye. So that's the issue which we need to address, especially if we want to deal with violence against women in our society. We can't afford that now, where we just have seen an escalation of femicide in our society, in our country, where women were being killed, women were being maimed. So there's no way, there's no excuse for committing such an act. It's a reflection of attitudes of men towards women. So it's unacceptable.
Unacceptable indeed. The Deputy Minister is a leader, and a lot of people are of the view that he should possibly be removed from his position as a Deputy Minister, as a leader of the country. What is your reaction to calls of that nature?
Well, as I say, I am not going to make a particular decision to say this is what must happen, but what I call for is action. The relevant authorities need to act on this matter and be able to deal with it expeditiously, but also make sure that they send a message which will talk to men or perpetrators to say it's just unacceptable for the continuous abuse of women and attack on women, and it continues to perpetuate patriarchy in our society, continue to reflect women as minors or people who are objects who can do anything to them. We can't really accept that. And as a minister, but also as Deputy Minister who's the leader of society, it's just completely wrong for him to commit such an act. It's just unacceptable. He's a leader. He's a leader of people. And we have to lead by example. And the men in the leadership, we expect them not to behave like any other person, which is unacceptable, but with them it's even worse, because they must be leaders of society. Their mindset, their attitude towards women cannot just be acceptable for them to do this. And I also want to say, it is not just about him, it's also about those men who witness, or people, not even men only, even women who witnessed this and did nothing about his action. They are also conspirators in this particular action. So we believe that those men or people who were there witnessing and just decided to stand there, they're accomplices to their action. And that's why during this Women's Month, when we're talking about violence against women, we say we must speak up. We must also make sure that if you see something wrong happen, raise your voice. But if you're going to keep quiet because you think you are a good man, you can't be a good man who keeps quiet and you say, understand. It's unacceptable. If you see something, you keep quiet, you are a silent partner in that wrong action.
Is there or was there any attempt to reach out to the victim and engage with her and provide some sort of support?
Fortunately, I'm from Mpumalanga now. I have not had an opportunity to do that because it came to my attention, I think, around about 11 last night. So I'm on my way to Gauteng, and I think one will get an opportunity to really reach out. But as I speak to you, and I've said, I want to say that publicly, to say we're really sharing in her pain, and we condemn the action against her. It's unacceptable because the intention is to make women to be less assertive. We are happy for all those who experience and see that. And we also say to her, it's a good thing that she took action and reported the matter to the police.
Just lastly, Minister, there's now a second allegation that's come to the fore involving another woman. This is a purely allegation at this stage. She has posted to social media stating that she had opened a case against the Deputy Minister as well. Allegations at this stage, but your reaction to news of this nature?
Also that matter, I mean, as you say it now, I've just heard it over the news. What I'm saying is that also it must be investigated to the fullest because as an allegation, until it's proven, we will not be able to say what needs to happen. But the principle, every abuse, every assault on a woman is just unacceptable. Indeed. It's just unacceptable because it talks to the violent society we are living in South Africa. So we can't do that. If we have to make sure that we live in a peaceful country and stable, we must all condemn violence.
Indeed. Minister, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you talking to us and sharing your comments and views with us this afternoon. That was Susan Shabangu, Minister of Women in the Presidency, just reacting and giving us a reaction with regards to the Deputy Minister of Higher Education and Training now coming out and apologizing for this incident that took place at Cubana Fourways over the weekend, where a woman was assaulted. She has since posted pictures of her bruised and battered face and knees on social media. Second woman has now also come to the fore, alleging that the same deputy minister had also assaulted her a couple of weeks ago or months ago in a separate incident, stating that she had opened a case against the deputy minister. But stay tuned to ANN7. We are going to keep you up to date with the latest details and developments in this developing story.